and welcome to Box, a Formula One podcast. I am your front wing, Shannon Hayes.
I am the 2020 copied Racing Point Brake Ducks, Samantha Cockcroft.
And I am George Russell's punctured tire in the Mercedes, Meryl Huseman.
This week's episode, we've actually got a surprising amount of news to cover, despite it still being the off-season. So I think to start it off, the big news of the week was Sir Lewis Hamilton's contract negotiations with Mercedes, where I believe they turned down his first request or offer, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like he had a bunch of requests that just seems like they all seem like out of worldly. I don't know. They're crazy.
He had the four main requests. Let's go through those. So it was, the first one was a 4-year, $200 million salary. That's for the 4-year contract. So it would be $50 million per year. And then on top of that, 10% of Mercedes winnings should they win more championships, which I didn't know that they won money for winning the championships.
Yeah.
And maybe that's just
so
not
that's
me
why,
being a new viewer, but how much do you know how much they typically win?
I'm not sure, but I think that's why even towards the end, Williams was a little apprehensive to give away George Russell because he was their best shot at earning points, and even bumping up from finishing 10th place in the championship to 9th place, you get more money. So every place gets money, and it's definitely way more winning the championship, and Mercedes has won the past 7 years, which is why they just will probably keep winning.
Yeah.
That seems odd, because it seems like that would end up concentrating wins to, I mean, I guess it has done that, but if you're earning money by winning, and then you're winning because of how much money you have and you're able to put into it.
Yeah.
It feels like the disparity is bound to grow there.
Right. And that's why, obviously Mercedes is now getting more and more investors and shit and stuff like that, whereas, the worst teams aren't, but the worst teams need the investors.
Yeah, it's this whole cycle of just needing money.
Yeah.
It's very odd. And then the third request was a limited production AMG 1 car.
That's such a driver request.
Yeah.
Was he just so is the AMG 1, is that the actual Formula 1 car that they use, or is he just oh, give me a sick ride, a just regular road car? Is that what that is?
Yeah, he just wants a fancy road car, but limited,
which
so nobody else has it.
Yeah, that's true, but I feel like they can do that. But all of it together, though, that's what was the fourth one again? Didn't he have one more request?
The fourth one is, it's a role that, quote, goes beyond being a driver and more than a mere testimonial. What does that mean, Lewis? What does that mean?
He wants to take Toto's role.
BT principal as well.
Toto, you're out. It's my go.
I feel like honestly the 50 million to me doesn't seem that outlandish given his track record, and also he was making 42 million in salary last year. So it's quite a raise, but it's not.
No, considering everything,
especially
yeah. I mean, given how much other athletes make, I guess he would move him up to 11th place in terms of highest paid athletes, and the people above him are making definitely way more money than that, which is just crazy.
Yeah. But in terms of being a professional athlete and also being the best driver in your sport for the best team, which is making the most money anyway, asking for that amount of money, especially because it's, it's probably gonna, I mean, we think it's gonna be his last 4 years, right? He's signing a 4-year contract.
I think that was the issue. Maybe not all of the things that they asked for, but did they really want to sign him on for another 4 years? I think they were kind of hoping to go year by year basis until he retires.
Yeah.
So
I feel like if Lewis were to sign a contract, he will try and secure that 4-year though, because I think he knows that George is right there ready to take his seat. So
yeah, that's true. And George is willing to do it for pennies on the dollar. He's give me 50K and I'll do it.
Yeah.
He just wants to race the Mercedes. That's all he wants.
He just wants to literally earn a point. That's it. 1 point.
Yeah, 1 point.
Yeah, is the 10% of earnings, is that standard for any other driver? Like, does any other driver earn like a percentage or a commission on?
No, I don't
think I've heard of that before.
No. They just get their salary and like probably bonuses, but I think everyone gets a bonus depending where you rank. So like Mercedes, like probably the whole team will get a bonus if they come first versus second. But like getting 10% of the earnings, that's so much money. That's so much. Like that also would take away from like the rest of the team earning their bonus probably.
It's also a little extra to throw that on top of the, like, what, $7 million pay increase? Like, or sorry, $8 million pay increase. Like, you know, it's just a bit extra at that point. I'm wondering what he means by the last point of the role that goes beyond being a driver and more than a mere testimonial.
I think he just, like, he wants to have more say, I think. I don't know. Like, he doesn't, I think on a lot of teams, like, a driver is just a driver. But I don't know. He wants more than that. But I feel like he already has more than that. Am I crazy?
Yeah. I think he does.
Yeah. He's definitely in Toto's ear all the time. Like he's in charge of the team pretty much. Like
yeah, I feel like he already has a much higher say than a lot of other like drivers on their teams do, and definitely more than Bottas does.
I'm wondering, you know, is that a play for like an ownership stake in Mercedes?
Well, but he would have to pay that, like, you know, like I don't think
he could afford it with 10% of their winnings, maybe.
True. Maybe that's why he wants the 10%.
Yeah. I don't know. It's definitely a weird layout. I don't think that the pay increase is unheard of. I think that a lot of it is, you know, fine. I think it's just the 10% of Mercedes winnings should they win more championships. But even then, like, if he were to sign on for like a 1 or a 2 year contract and it's just like his last few years before retirement, like, I think that's even warranted. I feel like that's not totally insane for them to just be like, yeah, have a crazy last 1 or 2 years. It's the fact that it's a 4 year contract, and for those 4 years he's going to be getting 10% of their winnings.
Yeah.
It's a little bit insane.
I think like there's aspects, like each individual aspect of it doesn't seem that crazy on its own, but when you combine all of it together into one contract, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And I think like especially because they've seen how well George can do and they are already planning on putting a lot into him in the future. It's like, do we really want to spend all of this now? Why don't we just kick him out and make our switch happen a little bit earlier?
I mean that kind of leads on to the next point, right? That Williams and Merc are starting to build a bigger relationship.
Oh yeah, what's that about?
I mean, they're basically like Williams in 2022, I think, is gonna start using like Mercedes car like pieces, like gearbox and other related hydraulic components. Like Haas is using Ferrari's pieces. Williams is gonna start using Mercedes pieces.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't there certain pieces of the car that can't be copied? Like the team themselves have to make it. Like I thought gearbox was one of them, and like I don't like certain parts of the body.
I think like the basic structure for most things you're allowed to take, but I think like when they make like week to week edits and stuff like that, and they're like, and they make changes on their own after, like I guess the basic structure stays the same, and then each team is able to build upon that and do whatever they want with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So starting not this year, but in 2022.
2022.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Williams is gonna start buying from Mercedes, or they're gonna
gonna form like a partnership.
Oh.
Which is like kind of what's happening with Russell now, and like I read a bit about it, but they were saying like that was kind of also the reason why they allowed George to race in the Mercedes, is because they want to like foster the relationship and like start growing together. now that Williams isn't under the Williams name anymore and is like who bought the team? I forget.
Doralton
yeah.
Capital.
Yeah.
So do you think that Williams is going to be like like, you know how AlphaTauri, formerly Toro Rosso, is like the junior Red Bull team. Is Williams going to become the junior Mercedes team, basically?
Honestly, I think it will eventually. Probably not like right now, but it kind of already is with George.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same with Ferrari and Haas. I just think it's a little bit less obvious than the, I guess, Toro Rosso Red Bull, because it's literally Red Bull in Italian. But yeah, I think it's just a little bit less obvious than that, and I think it's going down that path.
Which I think is smart. I think that's a good move.
Yeah.
I guess. It's just kind of weird now that there's less teams, essentially.
Yeah.
I always thought the Ferrari's junior team was, like, Sauber, or... Because, like, Kimi went down to... Oh, what's the name? It's another Alfa Romeo. Formerly Sauber, now Alfa Romeo. All these Alphas. I thought that they were Ferrari's partner.
I was about to say, it's like they have 3 tiers, but of teams, like a mid-range team. But there's actually just like Haas and Alfa Romeo are just at the bottom. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
I always thought that Haas, like, prided themselves on being, like, an independent team that was, like, you know, we're the one American team, kind of, except no one that works for us is American. We're just owned by an American dude.
I don't think I realized that Haas was American, just because I'm so, like, used to seeing Gunter as, like, the face of the face of Haas.
I didn't realize Haas was American until I watched Drive to Survive. Like, when I realized that Gunter wasn't, like, the main person.
Yeah. Which is, because I feel like I get more American vibes from McLaren because of Zach Brown.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. But Zach Brown is the most American man. I feel like he knows how to barbecue and, like...
Yeah.
I was watching that clip of when Lando Norris was, like, doing one of his, like, iRaces, and he, like, calls everybody, and he calls Zach Brown last, and he literally picks up the phone and goes, "What's up, dude?"
Wait, also Zach Brown's, like, exit video for Carlos, like, Zach Brown's Italian was just hilarious.
He's so funny. He's the most American. I just love that he's in Formula One. It makes us seem a little bit better, I think.
Yeah. I feel like he just brings such good... Like, he brings the good American energy that's, like... I don't know. I feel like whenever you hear the kind of... I mean, granted they're Canadian, but whenever you hear the American-ish accents of Stroll and Latifi in interviews, you're always like, oh, they sound kind of stupid compared to the others. Like, the American accent does not lend itself well to an interview when everyone else is European.
The thing is, like, aren't Stroll and Latifi both Canadian, though? So, like...
Yeah.
It's the same accent.
Like, it's the same accent.
For the most part.
But then, like, because Zach Brown has that nice southern accent, you're just like, ooh, hospitality, ooh, barbecue. It's wonderful. He's such a cool dude. Speaking of
speaking of McLaren... Lando has COVID.
Yeah.
Yep.
He posted on his socials that he wasn't tasting or smelling anything, so he went and got tested, and he's positive for the Rona, but apparently he's asymptomatic other than the smell and taste thing, so sounds like he's doing fine. There haven't been any updates.
Yeah, he hasn't updated us, and I just want to know how he's doing. But
do we know how he got it?
He was on vacation in Dubai, I believe.
Oh, well, so, yeah, I mean, sources say that he's doing fine, he's chilling, he's asymptomatic other than the taste and smell, so I guess he's all good.
He's safe. Yeah. I mean, they're all so, like, healthy, and same with Lewis, like, I wasn't expecting him to, like, die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still, I don't know. Still tough.
But our other American-ish team, Haas, there's some news with them.
Oh my god, guys, you're not ready. Okay, I'm gonna make a little disclaimer before and cite my sources just in case, because there's a lot of speculation going on. So, like, just in case someone comes at me.
Just say allegedly a lot. Just cover your ass. Allegedly.
Okay, yeah. Well, I got the information from, like, ESPN and The Drive and, like, Rich Energy social media, so...
Ooh.
Okay.
Rich Energy, first of all, just sounds like a fake brand. I just have to get that.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, wait,
I've never heard of them before Drive to Survive.
Yeah. Okay, wait. I've, like, kind of put this into, like, 3 sections so we can, like, go through it and then, like, you guys could just, stop. You can just stop me. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys saw the tweet, but the tweet was William Story, who's the founder of Rich Energy. He was like, I think it was on Tuesday. The tweet was #F1 incoming, the best energy drink in the world, mounting the greatest comeback since Lazarus. Premium British performance. So, like, everyone was like, wait, Rich Energy is coming back to, like, Formula One? What's going on? And, well, I'll give, like, you guys know that Rich was, like, a sponsor in 2018 for Haas and shit, right? And, like, basically, they terminated their contract halfway through because they were like, oh, we thought Haas would do better, and, like, we were here to be at the, like, top of the grid, and we're literally lost right now, so...
And then they left, and then Haas did even worse.
Yeah.
Bold move for them to literally, like, come in and be like, yeah, we're rock stars, we invest in up-and-coming teams... And when the team fails, they bail? That's not some rockstar shit.
Also, I didn't know this, but they didn't pay it off. They didn't pay off their, like, investment.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Anyway, initially, though, Rich Energy had tried to invest into Williams, but had been shut down by Williams, so that's why they went to Haas. I didn't know that.
Oh.
But, yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway, that's just, like, a little fact, not very important. But they also tried to, in 2018, they tried to buy Force India before it became,
Before Stroll got it?
Yeah, before Stroll bought it. He tried to buy it for $100 million.
How much should Stroll pay for it? That does not seem like enough money.
I know, but they also, it was dismissed as a non-credible bid, which means that they probably... Like, Haas probably, Force India probably did research into this guy and was like, there's no money, like, where is it coming from?
Yeah, I mean, considering they never paid off Haas.
Because, like,
yeah,
he has the persona of someone who, like, you know, you can't maintain the persona of someone who invests in small business and not be prepared to take a loss, because that is what investing in smaller teams and smaller businesses is about. And he's like, yeah, we're all about startups, we're all about helping out the little guy, but you're not. You want a blue chip stock, clearly. You want to invest in Mercedes if you only want gains. Like, dude.
So, well, yeah, that's exactly like what people are saying about them too. And then, they also went through, like, back then, too, this is all, like, 2018 time chunk, they went through, like, a couple of lawsuits, and one of them was with Red Bull, because their slogan, which now I'm not sure what their slogan is, but their slogan at the time was, forget the wings, Rich Energy gives you horns. And Red Bull was like, fuck no, that's like, so they're basically using, like, Red Bull's name. And then they also had a lawsuit with British bike designer Wyatt Bikes for using their logo. They, like, copied their logo. And then they went to court for it, but Rich Energy brought poor witnesses and manufactured documentation.
Oh my gosh. They just can't do anything.
And then they didn't pay off the, like, court demanded award for Wyatt Bikes by the deadline.
So, how are they still in business? Like,
okay,
how are they not gonna?
Here's where, like, that all sounds so sus, but here's where it gets, like, kind of interesting. So,
it gets better.
Rich Energy, yeah. Rich Energy was actually started in Croatia in 2011, and I want to just send you guys the picture in the chat of where this was started. Like, basically, Rich Energy was started in Croatia in 2011 by a dude called, I'm going to butcher his name, but Mashtrovic.
Nice.
And the Rich DOO copyright registered by this guy is from 8 years ago, and it's registered to this house.
And what does the house look like?
It's an orange building. It's like a 2-story. It has like...
It looks kind of like a condo type of thing. Like, it's really small.
Yeah.
Looks kind of sus. Could very easily be in the middle of nowhere.
So this small Croatian orange condominium was supposed to be the headquarters for Rich Energy.
What?
This supposed totally legitimate business.
Yeah. And also, just to let you know, Mashtovics has several other businesses, and all of these businesses have registered in different buildings, all which look like similar to this. So he has like 5 or 6 buildings, and all of them are registered to like very legitimate different businesses.
Yeah. Different colored condominiums scattered across Croatia.
Very, very legit. Sounds
Very
good.
legit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not so at all.
No.
Oh, wait, hold on.
But
Let's
then,
throw in allegedly. Allegedly.
allegedly. So then, in literally the same year, like he tries to like get this off its feet. Doesn't work. Like, Rich Energy still exists, but like it just kind of falls off the face of the earth until 2018, when we all of a sudden it's now a British premium energy drink. Okay, it's no longer Croatian. It still has the same, like, everything is still registered to that address of the orange condominium.
Amazing.
And however, their head office is now in Richmond, England. And CEO William Story has been quoted saying that the name Rich Energy comes from their home base in Richmond, England. But we know
which they were not associated with until 7 years later. What?
I also like that that's just a blatant lie. You obviously wanted the wealth and the, like, that kind of aesthetic to you.
Wait.
No, okay,
I need to say one more thing.
Hold on. I just was like, I googled Rich Energy and I just needed to know what this William Story guy looked like.
Yeah.
He just looks like some, like, southern biker dude.
He looks like a con artist.
Yeah.
Like,
He's definitely in a Sons of Anarchy kind of gang.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The, like, UK location of their office building, which they have, like, listed everywhere, is in the building. It's, like, an actual office building where you have, you know, when you get into the office and you see all the, like, businesses listed, or you can even check that online on, like, UK something. It's not listed. Like, Rich Energy doesn't exist in, like, any business platform.
So.
Yeah. Okay, well, so now we're gonna go kind of into, like, the finances and investors and stories, like...
Yeah. I was about to just ask, what is his background in investing? Yeah. Because it sounds like he's not
well, he doesn't really. I'll let... Okay, so Story's money comes from flipping a Zimbabwe tobacco farm. But, like, even though he made quite a significant amount of money from that, it's nowhere near, like, what he could have used to buy, like, Racing Point at the time. Like, not enough to buy an F1 team, basically. So, their finances are wild. Rich Energy's finances, they on, like, a UK financial document, they showed Rich Energy had about $770 in 2017. 770. Like, this is all legitimate. Like, you can find it online. It, like, shows everything with, like, yeah.
Was that, okay, wait, so I have to ask, is that, like, I'm just wondering if, like, they're deflating their own earnings to 770 whatever dollars to avoid taxation. So where are they, like, so they're registered in Croatia, so in theory they would be paying Croatian taxes, right?
Well,
like...
see, they're registered in like several places. It's like GB, Croatia, and like I think the US, where they have like headquarters and stuff, but they don't actually.
This is so weird because I've literally never seen Rich Energy, like the drink.
So you can't. Yeah. There's been so much like people go like research, like people going out and trying to find Rich Energy, and you can't buy it anywhere. Like they say you can find it in like at your local convenience store, like in the UK and stuff, but no one can find it anywhere else than online. Like you can buy it online, but you can't buy it in any other stores. Whereas, like, on the website, it
want to
says...
order some Rich Energy and do a taste test at some point.
Yeah, we should. But anyway, so...
If you can get your hands on some.
They had... Right, so wait. They had this 770 in the bank, and then, like, the next year, apparently, it was something similar where, like, just not enough money to buy an F1 team. So... Then I was like, okay, but, like, there has to be money somewhere. Like, he couldn't have invested in Haas, right? Enter billionaire David Sullivan and his business partner David Gold, who own West Ham United Football Club and also got their money from a porn empire by selling softcore porn products. And this guy, David Sullivan, spent 71 days in prison for funds acquired through prostitution and is now a stakeholder in Rich Energy.
If they partner up with Haas again, Haas is just really not doing well with their...
I know!
Like, their reputation is just going in the trash.
Right.
There's
and, like, so...
Deeper in the trash.
Apparently... Right, yeah. It's so bad. And so, that apparently is where the money would have come from to buy an F1 team, is from this very billionaire guy, porn empire guy, who also spent days in prison. Yeah. So, but also, wait, I need to go back to our guy's story, because he had 6 other companies before Rich Energy. Rich Energy is like...
Can I just backtrack for a second?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What year was their financial reporting $770 in the bank?
2017.
So the year before their big partnership with us.
Yeah. So, like, literally impossible. Like, that's just impossible. And, I mean, I think the David Sullivan and David Gold became stakeholders in 2017 or 2018, like, around that period.
Okay, so maybe that is how they got enough money to, like, partner with Haas.
So, but what it would sound like, right, is that these guys only partnered with Rich Energy to become, like, to be part of the F1 world.
This is such shady business practice.
Yeah.
Like, I literally can't wrap my mind around
shady
how
business practice. We should go into, like, I'll quickly list the businesses, but stories plus business attempts, where there's the active ones right now are Rich Energy Racing, because they also invest in MotoGP, or like motorsports. They have an actual team, not team.
Oh, okay,
like,
so they're active. They're active.
Yeah.
Like they have a team currently,
or are sponsoring a team. I don't know if it's MotoGP, but it's like it's racing.
Mm-hmm.
And another, so it's Rich Energy Racing is active, Rich Energy, which is the drink, and then Wise Guy Boxing, which has Frank the Wise Guy Buglaponi as the director. Apparently he's a boxer. I don't know.
What?
And then he has 3 businesses that are dissolved, which is Trifan Technologies, Trifan LED, and Daniele Style. They all went into debt, and, like, he couldn't save his companies anymore. But
this rabbit hole just goes deeper and deeper.
In all but Rich Energy Racing, so even Rich Energy and, like, all the other 5 companies, he's listed as a computer consultant, not CEO, and yeah. So he's not, like, he's not CEO, whereas he is CEO, but he's actually
very
computer consultant.
Shady. So
Very
So
sus.
and I wait, and I put my last bullet point is conclusion. Illuminati.
I was gonna say conclusion, money laundering, like high-key money laundering.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
his buddies are still invested in the prostitution ring, and possibly
Yeah.
he is invested in a prostitution ring, yo, like,
Yeah.
high-key.
Very possible
That's
that they're just
crazy.
that they're
'Cause if they're
funneling
just
that they're just funneling money.
through Rich
Yeah.
Energy, which is like a shell
Because it's
corporation basically set up in
non-existent.
Croatia.
Yeah.
I just don't
Yeah.
understand if that's all
that makes sense to me.
if that's all it is, why are they trying to push the name so much? Like, why, like, I feel like because of this, now everybody's, like, talking about Rich Energy, all the Formula One fans are doing things like we're doing and trying to find out more about them, and they're just exposing their shady business practices. Like, why are you trying to put
all
yourself
about
more
the
out
clout.
there?
It's all about the clout, baby. They want that clout. They're hoping to one day be a legitimate business, but to do that, they have to money launder for a bit with the prostitution.
Fake it till you make it.
This is so wild. This could be like,
Right?
like, how deep does this go? Because, like, we went pretty deep, and it is so shady, but, like, it could be so much deeper. Like, we
Yeah.
don't know.
It is so much
what is
deeper.
at one
actually
point,
going
We
on.
don't know,
at one
but it
point,
is.
no, yeah, at one point I was like, I need to stop because otherwise I'm gonna go too far and like, I don't know.
End up in,
like,
like, the
This
dark
is
web.
so
with...
insane.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny because when
Like-
you Google Rich Energy, one of the, like, the suggested questions that comes up on Google is Rich Energy real?
Yeah. Well,
legit,
not
it's
really.
probably a shell corporation just to
Yeah.
like money launder. It's allegedly.
Allegedly.
This is
All of
me
this is just
speculating.
speculation.
This sounds like money laundering. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Especially because if he's not actually listed in the companies as their CEO, and
Right.
he's listed as
That
a
was, like,
technology
for
consultant,
me,
that's an additional layer of shade. Because
Yeah.
when banks are looking into clients, they, they'll need a lot more corroboration for you being the CEO of a company, and you also have a lot more liability for the shady business practices of your company than if, like, you're just a consultant and you just happen to work in technology and
Yeah.
your business just happens to be located in Croatia and you just happen to be making a ton of money despite no one being able to find your actual physical product in stores. Yo, this is insane. Allegedly,
Right?
allegedly.
allegedly. Speculation.
Speculation, personal opinions.
Anyway,
Don't come for us, it's episode 2.
yeah. We're not ready yet. Let us get some
not ready.
investors.
Allegedly.
Alle-
Oh
Anyway.
my god.
yeah.
Let me see if I can try and buy some Rich Energy.
It's not actually that expensive. I saw also people taste testing it, and they said it's just like off-brand Red Bull. So
I feel like
I believe
most
it.
of those kinds of drinks are all off-brand Red Bull. Red Bull is the only good one.
yeah.
But
Yeah. Oh my god.
Anyway,
That is so crazy.
yeah. I'm so glad I was able to share your raw reactions to that.
Yeah, that was truly wild. That kept going when I thought it was
Yeah.
gonna stop.
I know.
This guy. So wait. So he's coming back to Formula One.
Well,
He's-
allegedly.
Allegedly. They're
He
investing
says
in
so.
Williams,
He said,
allegedly?
well, no, I don't think so. Well, no one knows. And I think, if anything, it would probably be Haas. Like, but I
Oh, they're
honestly
gonna come back
think,
to Haas.
I think,
Haas is the
well,
only team
no,
with the low enough standards to have associations with them.
Also, though, I think he's just trying to do, like, PR move, because also, that's not a thing. On their socials and stuff, they would just say shit where you're like, that's not true. Like, they're just trying to make PR moves, and I think this might be one of them.
So
Yeah.
I went on their website to see if I could find, like, where I could buy Rich Energy in the U.S. And it says richenergy.us/locations, where, typically you'd be able to find the locations of stores that
Yeah.
sell their product. And it says 404, page not found. It seems this page does not exist.
The whole
Spicy.
Yeah.
Wow, this is allegedly sus.
Yeah, anyway.
In my own personal speculation, sus.
Sus.
Official conclusion.
Yeah.
Sus. Yeah, that's our alleged conclusion, is it's just sus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that was a wild ride.
Speaking of energy drinks, why don't we move on to former Red Bull racer Alex Albon?
Yeah. And DTM Racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, DTM.
What's DTM?
It's a
German,
but
I don't know what it stands for, but it's a German touring car championship. So it's basically just like fast, normal cars. Which, like, compared to F1 car, I don't think that's going to be any fun for him.
Yeah.
But he's going to still be reserved.
That rush.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what it stands
driver. For. Oh,
yeah. Deutsche Tourenwagen Masters. Excuse my pronunciation.
It's pretty good.
Oh, speaking of German, fun fact I learned yesterday, thanks to my dad, relevant to our podcast. Do you guys know why they say box when they're pitting?
No.
So apparently box is like the English abbreviation for the word pit stop in German, which is Boxenstopp. Fun fact.
Boxenstopp.
Yeah.
Boxenstopp. Whoa, I didn't know that. Boxing.
Amazing.
Well, yeah,
now we know our roots.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think Albon is he's gonna be like their main driver for DTM, but he's still reserve driver for Red Bull. So they have 3 drivers for DTM right now, so that when Albon does need to go back to Red Bull, they have like someone to fill his car.
Yeah, I think all of the things that I've read about him moving and like racing in DTM is that his primary or like priority is still with Red Bull and Formula One. So if anything happens, like that's his first priority, is being a reserve driver and a test driver for them. But I don't know. Hopefully something does happen so we can actually see him around.
Yeah.
On Formula One instead of just having to. Am I gonna be a DTM fan this year? Who knows? Maybe.
I don't know. We can get into it. I feel like it's just so much less exciting than F1. Yeah. I don't know.
You also had 2021 updates for testing in Australia, right, Sam?
Yeah. Well, I was kind of confused because I read some things that they were thinking of moving testing to Bahrain, so that they were already there and everything was good and they were just going to start off the season with Bahrain instead of in Australia. But testing is already in Barcelona, so I don't actually know if they're going to do that because it's already in a different place. There's no need to move it. Testing is always, not always, but in recent years has been in Barcelona, so I don't see why they would change it. But I think last week when we were talking about it, I said only these really small networks that follow motorsport have talked about it, and then the next day, like ESPN and Formula One and everybody was talking about how it's probably going to be canceled or postponed. And when I looked it up again, Lawrence Stroll, his name came up 10 times. He's like, yeah, it's not happening. But so apparently because he says so, it's not happening.
Oh, all right. Well,
apparently he's the head of the FIA now. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fine.
He might as well be.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I did, I guess, have some more testing news. I think because in testing, they're allowed to run older spec cars. So Carlos Sainz is able to race or practice in an old Ferrari, but Ricciardo and Vettel will not be able to do the same at Aston Martin and McLaren. So Carlos Sainz has an advantage going into next season, which is good. We always want to support our boy Carlos. But yeah, that was about it. I'm excited for testing now.
Yay! When does that start? Oh wait, well, we don't know. Sorry.
I think it's sometime in March. I don't know.
It's
February?
usually a few weeks before, right? I thought it was a few weeks before.
Oh, I think it's first week in March because I also read when they were talking about Hamilton's contract, they were talking about kind of when they have to finalize that by. So they have until around end of February because preseason testing is scheduled to begin Tuesday, March 2nd, through Thursday, March 6th, which is a shorter testing range than it has been in the past, only 3 days instead of 6.
And then, Shannon, one of the last things is the Alpine? How'd you say it?
I think isn't it
Alpine? I feel like Alpine, because that's the French pronunciation.
Alpine.
So as we know, Renault is doing a corporate restructuring and becoming Alpine. And part of that restructuring is that they're bringing on a new CEO, and that new CEO is Davide Brivio, who was formerly the head of the Suzuki team for MotoGP, which is basically motorcycle Formula One.
Nice way of putting
it. Yeah.
It is. I mean, it's the same thing. It's just Formula One with 2 less wheels, huh? So... apparently it came as a shock to Suzuki. They didn't know it was happening, so they just kind of lost this guy, and they weren't expecting to. Suzuki is also, like, apparently a very good team in MotoGP. I don't follow MotoGP, but just from what I was reading, they're one of the top teams, and so it's a bit odd. It's like if Mercedes were to lose Toto Wolff randomly, like, without getting a head warning. So it's
now they have
random.
to find a replacement. Yeah.
Yeah, I assume so. I'm
happy to step in if they need somebody. I'm available.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
They can get a package deal, like the 3 of us.
Yeah. A 3 for 1.
Yeah, I feel like it's odd because, like, you know, his expertise in motorcycle racing doesn't necessarily translate to running Alpine, which is, you know, a car
very
manufacturer.
Different.
Like,
yeah,
it just seems odd. Because he's not even coming on as like team principal or anything. He's just CEO now of Alpine, so it's a bit odd.
Wait, so what was his role in Suzuki?
You know, like team head. Like it was. He was a lead role there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Managing a MotoGP team versus managing an F1 team. Like, I mean, are they that different? I don't really know.
Probably similar.
Yeah. I think the experience is probably the same. And I feel like a lot of people that follow like one motorsport tend to follow other ones, except for us apparently. But yeah.
No, we're all about, listen, we're straightforward. We're all about Formula One. 20 dudes.
Just broing it out on the grid.
Just broing it out. That's what we're here for. I can't remember more than 20 people. That's why I have to stick to Formula One. It gets too crowded in my brain.
There were like 23 drivers this year, though.
Yeah, this year was
that was too much. So also the name switches.
Yeah.
The name switches is too much. We'll still be referring to AlphaTauri as Toro Rosso into
100%.
Yeah, like
if
next
we just
year
stay stubborn about it, they'll switch it back.
I hope so.
Yeah. So that's basically it with the Alpine Davide Brivio situation. Yeah. Hi, editing Shannon popping in real quick just to say that also part of that same restructuring is that team principal Cyril just announced that he would be leaving his role at Renault. So, I mean, I guess we're never getting that tattoo from Daniel Ricciardo, but maybe he'll stay true to his word. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we wanted to discuss this issue that I think Meryl and Sam will be able to speak to a bit more than me. A cultural discussion around Carlos Sainz Sr.'s ad promo for his karting rink, where they featured the 3. I'm not familiar with who they're supposed to be. The 3 kings.
It's like the three kings, yeah. And I mean, I think one of them had like blackface, and I couldn't find the video, which they obviously removed it from Twitter, which is good.
Oh, I saw the video.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it.
One of them was in blackface.
I don't think they removed the post from their Instagram the last time I checked, so there is still a picture of of one of the Three Kings, which I like every single year, without fail, people are outraged by the fact that they do blackface for Three Kings Day, and every single year they do it again.
It still happens. Understand. I know.
Is this so everyone in Spain does this, or like is the
no?
Like, what is
it's
the...
like I honestly don't exactly know why they're still doing it, but it's a lot of people always say, and it's the same as like the Dutch Saint Nick, where I mean the like helpers have blackface too, where they're all like, yeah, but like we don't see the significance in that as like racist. We're just looking at it from a cultural perspective, and you're like, no.
No. It's 2020.
Just because
you can't feign ignorance to what blackface is. Like, if you're a white
just
person
because it's been
your
happening
face
for...
black.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And also because, like, there was like, well, it's been in our culture for so long, and I'm like, no, yeah. Well, look at why it's in your culture. And, like, look at it from an outside perspective. You can't just... But anyway, I think it's, like, similar with the Spanish Tres Reyes, too, where they just, like, they do it because it's been going on for so long. And I think a lot of the time the issue is that they don't have that outside perspective. Like, everyone in their community does that, so they're like, oh, like, we don't see the issue with that. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. To backtrack real quick, I just want to describe what we're actually talking about real quick. Carlos Sainz Sr. released an ad for his go-karting rink, and it featured three guys dressed up as the Three Kings, which in Spain, I don't know if it's always like this, but
I think just the Three Kings, one of them is black. One of the Three Kings is black, and that's just, it's been like that forever. But in Spain, every time that they portray the Three Kings, because Three Kings Day is a massive holiday in Spain, they always use a white person in blackface as opposed to finding a black person to play the Black King.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Which shouldn't be hard. It really should not be.
No.
It shouldn't be this complicated.
Well,
and you know what?
Here's the other... Yeah?
Oh, I was just going to say, like, I don't really understand, like, why one of the requirements for the Three Kings would be, like, one of them has to be black. Like why is that part of it? Is there, like, a cultural significance to that
I don't
specifically?
Know.
Is there, like...
I mean, I don't know the names of the Three Kings. I just know that, like, in, I don't know, the Bible or whatever, I don't know where they even... like, in like, Catholic culture, like, there are three kings with three different names, and I can't remember any of their names. I think one of them's Balthasar. Maybe that's the one. I don't know. And one of them is black. Like, just historically, that's how it is. And I don't know why like, you know, Jesus was definitely not white, but he's white and everything else. So I don't know why they picked this time to try and get it right. But
yeah. It's also, like, you know, it's not like Spain is, like, you know, devoid of black people, right?
It's pretty close.
But I need to say something about this, because in my school, I don't know if I was talking to both of you about this, but in my school, I can remember how many black kids there were, because there were so few, and it was 4 through the whole time that I was there. And, like, I think that people just don't, like, because they aren't around, like, it's not very multicultural, especially not the, like, coastal areas where it's, like, a lot of immigrants from, like, the UK and, like, within Europe. It's just not, like, there's not a lot of diversity, and it's all white people, basically, with a lot of money who just don't grow up understanding what, like, they're not taught at home and they're not taught at school what racism is, like, what diversity is. Even I was talking about my parents about this with my parents too. Like, I didn't even really learn what, like, feminism was. The only way I, like, learned that was for myself, because I was seeing how women were treated different to men in school. Like, stuff like that is just not addressed at all in, like, Spain.
Yeah, I feel like it's just there's a lot of issues with diversity in Spain, and just that, like, because I mean, it's not even like any of like the Scandinavian countries that are so homogenous, but it still is, and they're like, I don't know, I just remember times when like people would be surprised, like that I was with would be surprised to see like an Asian person or like a black person or literally somebody that didn't look like them just in the street, and they were surprised to see them, and I was just like, this is not anything out of the ordinary. These people exist, and you just need to learn about that and like what happens outside of your little town.
And I think it is changing a bit with the younger generations with like social media and stuff, and they're starting to like not understand, but like there's more information now. Whereas like, I don't know, when I was even in middle school, people were very oblivious to everything like that was outside of their circle.
Yeah. I mean, I think also now with like the internet and stuff, like when you grow up, you know, in a pretty homogenous looking place that's like predominantly white or something, you can grow up pretty ignorant to like racial issues, like you just said. But like now, I think like with, you know, young people connecting on, my god, I sound like such an old person. But like literally, like when we've got
true.
Like, social media to connect people, and you know, you're seeing like people of other races that live in different places. I didn't mean for this to rhyme, but
I think that's what
it's exactly true.
My Spanish friends that I follow on Twitter and stuff, I'm always so happy to see them sharing things like that, especially like relating to like Black Lives Matter in the US, that they're talking about it there, and that it's not it is like you said, it's young people connecting, which it's just good to see that there's a little bit more happening and a little bit more conversations about these things, even though I think the problem is still that it's only talked about among the people that actually want to learn and want to do better, and everybody else is still just living in their ignorant
think
bubbles.
That's why like it needs to change. I think the first place for that to change is education, because like, as I said, nothing, like we didn't even have any discussion about that, but mostly because our whole class was white. Like there wasn't even an instance where you could be like, you know, let's start a discussion about this because like nothing ever happened where like a discussion like that could start. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is another just general critique of the Spanish school system, but I just feel like there's, like, the way that things are taught, it's not really discussion-based, and there isn't the same kind of, like, at least, like, that I had in high school, where you would sit around and you would have these conversations and argue and debate about these certain things, whereas, like, I feel like in Spain it was just, like, you teach one thing and you learn it that way, and that's how it is. But that's a different issue. But,
yeah. So, I mean, hopefully the younger generation, I mean, they've been rightly called out for the ad at this point. Signs carding. So, hopefully, I mean, Gen Zers are going to be a little more woke and aware about these issues, and rightly hold them accountable, and hopefully we don't see another thing like that. I feel like Carlos Sainz Jr. has been receiving some flack for this, at least that I've seen on social media, and I feel like it's a bit unfair on him, but like at the same time I feel like he could have also maybe just made a public statement and come out and like condemned it and been like, hey, I don't stand by that. So like I think he maybe did not do enough, because like again, I feel like in 2020 trying to feign ignorance to the issue is, you know, it's playing into the issue, you know, you're not helping.
Yeah. I think it's just hard though, because like it is his dad. I feel like that brings in a lot of other things that are just outside of just like, I don't know, like social justice and addressing these kinds of things. Like I don't know. I also feel like a lot of people associate, because it is called like Carlos Sainz carding, a lot of people associate it with Carlos Sainz Jr., which I did in the beginning, because to me he's the only Carlos Sainz that matters. But I think that's just kind of where it gets a little weird. And I don't think they even like made a statement on their Instagram about it. They just took it down, which to me feels like you have to acknowledge what you did wrong. You can't just erase it like it never happened. You can't just
pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, what we can hope for is that hopefully they'll never do anything like that again, which I assume will be the case, because hopefully they've had a learning moment. But, like, yeah, an apology from someone was definitely due here.
I just think, like, that's how we do it here, and that's how we've been doing it, is just such a terrible justification for it that, like...
Yeah.
I mean, that's, like, to go back to Dutch, like, the Dutch Saint Nick, because basically, like, it's the same, where the, like, helpers would have blackface, and, like, it's been a whole discussion in the past, like, 10 years, where, like, they're, like, finally changing it, and it's not... Like, it would used to be, like, big, like, parades with people in blackface, like, organized by the government and stuff like that. And, like, they finally put a stop to it. And, like, it's just crazy that it's happening now and, like, that it's still in discussion and people are like, we don't get, like, if it's been going on for so long, why can't we just keep it going, you know? And
No,
it's
like,
wild.
That's not how it works.
Sorry.
That is not how it works. Like, what do you mean? Well, a little bit disappointing from our Saints boys, but maybe, hopefully it was like a learning moment to other people in Spain as well. It could have been. Hopefully.
I hope so. I just know from the conversations that I've had with some people in Spain that it's like, they just don't see the issue.
Hopefully the younger generation...
Yeah.
They can...
Gen Zers.
The younger generation. Gen Zers. Hey, Zoomers.
Hey.
Kill this tradition, please. This one needs to die.
TikTokers and Zoomers.
Hey. Yeah, this goes out to all the TikTokers and Three Kings. We don't need that shit.
No.
Or just, like, have a black guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, literally. Black people exist in Spain. Like, you can find a black guy to do it.
Oh, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. That's our call to action for the Gen Zers. Yeah. Our other call to action, Gen Zers, is to follow us on our socials. So,
two very important things.
Okay, two things. Okay, like the first one, definitely end racism. The second one, definitely second most important here. Follow us on socials. You can find us at BoxBoxBox Podcast on TikTok and Instagram, and at BoxBoxBoxPod on Twitter. Feel free to give us a follow. We post some good memes. That's our call to action for the week. We hope you've enjoyed listening. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye.